Here we have the UV editor where we will prepare our UVs. Most of the options are visible after going to the edit mode, so let's select the whole hammer and go into the edit mode. We will go through the options to make next lessons easier. Starting with the very left top, we have UV Sync selection, which selects the same vertices, edges or faces on the UV and on the model at the same time. Let's click on it, and after selecting few faces, they are automatically selected in the viewport too. If this option is turned off, we need to select part or whole object in the viewport, and then we can work on our UV. In the Select menu, we can select overlapping islands, what is extremely useful when we see that something's not right with the textures. In the Image menu, we can save the textures. It's important because Blender doesn't save the files like painted textures or anything that was changed, so we need to remember about it. After trying to close the file, a dialog box will appear that we haven't saved the textures, but saving our progress is a good habit in general. In the UV dropdown, we have a few useful tools we can use. We can perform a basic transform of our UVs, so mirror, snapping, merging, and splitting UVs. We can pin UVs so they won't be affected by packing. We can mark seams from here too. Two very important options are packing islands and average island scale. We'll talk about them more in the next lesson, but these two options are used very often. Another interesting option is minimizing stretch of the UV if islands are distorted. We can also export UV layout to image file. It's useful while painting textures in external programs, so the UV layout acts like a guide where to paint. Align tools are also useful. We can select the edge and then choose UV, align horizontally, and the edge was straightened. Next we have scaling and rotating pivot. We can set it wherever we want to transform our UVs. Snapping and proportional editing work similarly to the viewport. Next, we can create a new texture or load it. To make sure it will be saved even if it's not used, check this little shield icon, just like with materials. But remember that you need to save it manually first. In the UV editor, there are some overlays too, but they are different than in the viewport. For example, we can see how stretched our UVs are and also change the amount of UV tiles if we want to work with UDIMs. If you don't like the opacity of the UV, you can change it here too. Next to the overlays, there is a list with all the UV maps that were created for the selected object. If you press N, a window with a few tabs will appear, and we can find some information about the texture that is currently opened. If you press T, the menu on the left side will appear, and we can use grab, relax, or pinch tools to work on our UVs. Now let's unwrap something using these tools.